Now we're joined again by Joanne Condon with some upcycling magic, and Joanne is going to turn a lovely old, well, it's not very nice actually, an old coffee table into a beautiful bench that would look great at the end of your bed. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
So we're going to take a look at the before, and this is, as we said, an old bench, but it's got very good wood in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it's nice and sturdy. You should always test it first, give it a good shake before you purchase it. And because we're going to use it as a bench, just gently sit in it to see if it'll
And this is the after, look at this. So with your magic, this is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Look at it, it's totally different. I mean, you walk into any shop now, and if that was at a price tag of like €200, you wouldn't actually kind of say, look, it's expensive for that price.
No, you'd buy it straight away.
Well, you mightn't want to buy it, but you'd be looking at it. Yeah. Okay, so here we have it. As we said, here is the old bench here. So it's a bit wrecked looking. It's very dated. It's got like the leather kind of pieces on top. And I'd say is it mahogany?
I think so, yeah.
It's mahogany. It looks like mahogany to me.
And when you're getting one of these tables for a bench, try and get a long and narrow one.
Okay. You can get these in charity shops. I mean, you'd pick that up for €20.
15, €20.
Yeah. I've seen them before. I actually think we have one at home, believe it or not, of an old one like that. Seriously, I have everything these days. Okay, so
just for the demonstration, I took the top off. Of course. The one I have.
Now, this is a piece of sponge. You can buy that online, can you?
Yeah, you can, yeah. This would cost about €30.
Right. And you have a good tip.
An old cot mattress is great sponge.
Yeah.
And if you can get it for free, that's
exactly.
great.
This is good as well because, you know, it's very firm, so you don't want to get some that's too flimsy.
No, not too flimsy, but it would still work, like, if it was softer.
Right.
This is just a harder
And what's
one.
this?
This is just wadding. You pick this up in any fabric shop. Yeah,
right,
wadding.
okay.
So that's just to soften all the edges for you.
Okay, lovely.
And add a bit more puffiness to your...
and this is the material you've chosen?
This is the material I've chosen. It's like a tough cotton, so like a cotton duck.
Like a curtain material?
Like a curtain material, exactly, yeah. So it's not that light cotton. That light cotton wouldn't work.
No, this is very robust because you might sit on this or whatever.
That's it.
I'm sure you could buy the ends. I often see in fabric stores you can buy the ends of fabrics, the ends of curtain materials, and they really are only a couple of €.
That's it, yeah.
Right. Okay, so
you wouldn't even need a metre.
No, you wouldn't even need a metre. Okay.
So the first thing you do is you need to apply this kind of spray glue that's really tacky. So it's kind of like an industrial glue.
Right.
So you'd apply this onto your top of your bench.
We're pretending this is the top of the bench.
This is the top of the bench.
Okay.
Yeah. So you just spray it.
I'm standing back for the spraying part. Okay.
And you have to wait until it's tacky.
Right.
So it might give it
the grip.
Yeah, you just give it a few seconds just until it's a bit tacky.
Where do you buy the glue from? A hardware store?
Hardware shop again.
Right,
yeah. It's about €10 maybe, but you'd get
loads out of
it.
Right.
And then with the foam, just how to cut the foam is I'd lay the tabletop down on top of foam, and I draw like a line with chalk. And then I wouldn't use a scissors to cut it out because a scissor will give you a jaggedy edge.
Okay.
I always use an electric knife.
An electric, so that's like what you cut the
turkey.
Exhibit A, what you cut the turkey with is what you're talking about here.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and if you don't have one of those, a sharp knife and a steel ruler. But that will give you a straight edge, whereas the scissors will give you a jaggedy one.
You know what? A lot of people have those things in drawers being used once a year.
That's it, yeah.
Could you still cut the turkey with it afterwards?
I give it a good wash.
All right, so that's your first part.
Yeah. So then, once that's nice and tacky, which it is.
Oh yeah, I can feel that.
Yeah. You just place your foam on top.
Okay, make sure
it's
accurate.
Make sure it's even the whole way around.
Okay.
And just press in, just to make sure that it sticks.
Okay.
And once you have that done, you put your wadding on top.
All right.
So you don't want your wadding to go underneath your tabletop because it'll look too bulky.
Okay.
So you just leave it at the edge and you cut around the edge.
Now, is this why you've got, if I'm just turning it this way to show people at home, here, is this why you've got these little dents?
So this is, when you fold that, you're going to be left with too much access, like. Yeah. So what you do is you'll have a little triangle and you just snip it off, to make it nice and even.
Just less bulk. Okay, that's fair enough.
So once you have that placed down, you go with your fabric. Now, there's little tricks on how to make this really easy.
Okay.
So when you measure your bench and give it maybe an inch the whole way around, just to give you extra leverage. You can always cut it back if you've too much cut. And what I always do is I go in the centre. And
out the way.
Yeah, and I just place my fabric and make sure I have enough at either end. And once I kind of go in the middle and I stretch it out, and then I grip it on both sides.
Yeah.
And then I flip it over so I know it's in place.
Right.
So with your stapler. Now you can pick up a stapler in a hardware shop for a tenner, or they were in Aldi there a few weeks ago for a £5.
Really?
Yeah,
So really
and the
it's only
staples
cost
came
about a
with
tenner?
it.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it, yeah. So
I
when
have
you,
to try. I've always wanted to try one of these. Can I try?
you can, of course.
You do the first one.
Yeah, so just fold back the first bit. I'd always go in the middle first.
Yeah.
So the middle and the middle. So the top and bottom I go in the middle. And you want to give it a comfortable stretch, I call it, not too tight when you're pulling your fabric. You don't want it to look like it's under pressure.
Okay, so let me try one here.
Yeah.
So as you said, pull it, but not massive. Just
Not massive, just kind of comfortable stretch.
How do you do this?
And then you so you concentrate on the top part and then you just push down the handle and the staple should pop out for you. Perfect.
Oh, no, it didn't go in.
Oh.
Okay, do you know what now? Now, you know, I'm glad that I'm doing this because I'm just a regular person. I think you might need to practice a little bit.
Yeah, you'll get used to it. See, the
got it.
second time you got it, yeah.
Okay.
So the more you use one of these, the easier it gets.
Okay.
And then I'll go directly across the middle on the other
Oh, I
side.
see. So you're getting the stretch.
So you're getting the stretch. So this part, the stretch is important, but it's a comfortable stretch, not too tight. You don't want to just start the pattern.
Okay, move
if you
your
want to
fingers
lean
there.
it on the table like this.
This way. Okay.
Just to give yourself a
that's
bit of
good, yeah.
leverage. Perfect. You're
good.
flying it now.
I could use. Oh no, we've run out of. Oh no, we haven't.
No, yeah.
Oh, I see. And how? What distance should you leave between the staples? Like an inch or something?
Yeah, you can always go around and tidy up any bits that are coming out. You can always go around and tidy those up.
This is great. Now I've gone to look. See now. First of all, another mistake that I've made. Look, I've left too much material here, so you should go to the
add
edge.
another staple onto it. Yeah.
Okay. So there's nothing
the
here
edge.
that you can't sort, really.
No, there's not. No.
Because this is not going to be seen, so you're not too worried.
No, this is underneath.
Yeah. Okay.
So when I've top and bottom done in the middle, I'll go side to side in the middle.
Right.
Just exactly like we've done here. Now there's probably too much fabric there.
Okay.
So you can always snip it off.
Okay. What about the corners? A lot of people will be wondering how you sort out the corners at home. Can you show us that part here with this corner?
With the
maybe I'll
corner,
move this can. Yeah.
So with the corner, when I have done the middle here, the corners are probably the most trickiest part. So when I do a corner, I go diagonally across and I'll catch that fabric. And see that we have way too much fabric there and I have no need for it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to snip it off. Snip it off. And
So
catch
you're just
it.
tucking it in. There's no
Tucking
great,
it. Yeah.
you know, there's no great rule here.
No, once you've that corner done and lined up, the other two corners will kind of sit themselves. You'll know when you push it in.
So it's almost like an
they'll sit.
envelope kind of thing, like making a bed a little bit.
Yes, yeah, it is.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
see.
then you catch one side and you fold it in, and you give it a staple, and then the
Okay.
other side folds in,
Great.
and you give that a staple as well.
Okay. So what's the next thing we do then?
So then
So
I go
pretend
around
this is done.
all
Yeah.
corners
Yeah.
and do the same thing.
That's
So when I
fine.
do this corner, I'll go directly across and do that corner.
Okay.
So it's all stretching evenly.
Lovely.
On the front, and you're not distorting your fabric.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the next step? Let's pretend it's all done now.
So then that's all done. So you would I'd attach the legs back onto it. But when you're doing it on a piece like this, then you can add trimming. So there's other ways you can add in pops of colour. Like you could add in.
So at this stage now,
bobbles.
we've put this here, so we're pretending here. So this would you have to clip down there at the end?
For this one, the legs go in underneath, but for that table, you'd staple in on the table, underneath
here.
the table. Yeah.
Right. You staple right there
You
into the
staple
table.
right there in underneath the table.
So that's where your fabric will be going. Okay,
Yeah.
lovely. So these little bobbins then?
So this is trimming, so you can add your kind of personality through the trimming as well as your fabric. Or the studs are nice as well. So this is like a line of studs, and you stud in every fourth one.
Okay. What do you mean you stud in?
So you just with a stud, you'll just hammer in a stud every fourth.
Okay, and that will go into the wood.
That will go into the wood, just like a little nail.
Okay. Let's take a look over at the finished item now. We'll go
Yeah.
over here. It looks absolutely lovely. So you've painted it then. Of course, we didn't talk about the paint, but this is literally, again, you put...
Sugar soap.
Can I sit on it? Sugar soap to give it a wash.
Primer and paint.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
And the paint you've chosen is bright red to match the material. This is lovely. So you put a little, so you can see the trimming you've
I
got
put
here.
trimming on those, and that's just stuck with a glue gun. A glue gun you find
So
in a craft
sturdy.
shop for £5.
I love it.
There's great use out of a glue gun.
It is just gorgeous. Thank you very much. I love it. It's absolutely brilliant. Lovely addition, of course, to any house. At the end of a bed or anywhere, really, I think it'd be nice in a kid's room as well. So all on a very tight budget. I wonder how much overall would you put a price on it?
With the sponge that I use, it was about 30 euro. So about 50
euro.
to 60 euro for a real nice bench. That's maximum cost.
Maximum cost.
Yeah.
And if you had it at home, sure you could have that cost as well.
You could, yeah.
But again, thank you very much as always, Joanne.
Thanks.